Hey guys, I'm going to be introducing the new OpenAI Realtime API, which came out at the OpenAI AI Dev Day on Monday last week. I think it was 3rd of October it was released. So this is a new speech-to-speech API, which means you can send it an audio stream and then their LLM will process it and you will get back an audio stream and which you can play through the speakers, for example. So it basically makes it much easier to build real speech-to-speech experiences. So let's just have a look at what that looks like in practice. This is the page from the day that they did the release. I mean, you can check out here, it has some of the details, has some latency benefits as well as per their docs. So I did put up a little article on Medium about this as well. You can check it out. So just to give an idea, previously, if we wanted to do a speech-to-speech sort of application, so let's say accept a voice call, for a voice agent, we would, let's say, send the media stream to our application, for example, from Twilio. Then we would need a speech-to-text service to convert the speech to text. Then we would send the text to OpenAI, which is our LLM. And then we would, again, need a text-to-speech service, which here is 11 Labs. And then finally, 11 Labs creates the audio, which we send back down our call. So you can see quite a lot of different services are needed to wire the whole thing up. So where the OpenAI makes this simpler, basically, is it basically does that all in one. So now what the new flow would look like for such a thing is you get your audio stream from, let's say, Twilio, comes to your application, and you just send the audio stream right to OpenAI, and it does the LLM processing, does all that magic, and then it sends you an audio stream right back, which you can send directly to your call. So you can see compared to the previous setup, it's a lot simpler to do. So that's sort of one of the benefits. They say there's some good latency benefits as well, and they say it has some conversation interruption features too. So a few cool demos came out this week, which I would recommend starting up and trying them out. The best one, I think, is this OpenAI Real-Time Console demo from OpenAI itself. It gives you this React app where you can test the agent live. And it's super impressive, actually, because the latency and response times are very fast. And I think when you use it, you just sort of notice that speaking with these voice agents, when they've got such good response times, is just a really great experience overall. So we can test it out here. If you want to set it up yourselves, you can just clone the repo and then just a few simple commands, npm start, blah, blah, blah. They've got it all here. Pretty easy to boot up. So, okay, so this is the demo. Now I'm connected to it currently. So it starts like I'm disconnected. I've already put my API key in the backend part. Connect. Okay, so.
Hello there. How can I help you today?
Hi, ChatGPT. I'd like to order some coffee, please.
I wish I could serve you a coffee, but I can't take orders. However, I can help you find a nearby coffee shop. Where are you located?
Can you pretend to be a Starbucks barista, please?
I'll give it a shot in a cheerful and upbeat tone. Welcome to Starbucks. What can I get?
I'm just interrupting you right now. I'd like some tea, please.
Oh, sorry about that. How can I help you with your order today?
I'd like some tea, please.
Absolutely. What kind of herbal?
Actually, I've changed my mind. I would like some coffee.
Got it. What kind of coffee would you like today?
All right, disconnect. So just want to show response times, super fast. There's that nice button over here where you can just interrupt and it understands how to respond.
How are you today?
So decent voice as well. I'd say it was a pretty good experience overall. I like using it. It feels like the first time you use it does feel somewhat magical. So this is a cool demo. I definitely recommend checking it out. Another demo was from Twilio they released where you can set it up over a phone call. So, I mean, I've already done that as well. And pretty straightforward to set up. A little bit more work. You need to set up, Twilio phone number. You need a Twilio phone number. Then you need to set up this NG-ROC. I do have also a tutorial on how to do that, which is linked to in this article as well over here. And so how I usually test that is through Skype. So we can test that right now. I've got that open up on my computer. So first we actually need to go to the previous demo and this OpenAI real-time console. Let me shut that down. Okay. Now I've got the other one open here. I'm just going to start that now. I think it's, just node index.js. Okay. So listening on port 3000. I've got NG-ROC set up here. So that means my localhost 3000 is exposed to the public internet now. And on the Twilio page, I've set up my incoming phone call webhook to point to this address. So basically, I can receive the incoming phone call on this application on my local host, and that comes into this incoming endpoint here, and this is where it starts to handle the call. So let's try that out now. Okay, so we're on Skype. Let's give it a call.
We connect your call to the AI voice.
This is this initial Twilio response here.
AI real-time.
We haven't connected to the OpenAI agent yet.
Okay, you can start talking.
Hi there.
Hey there. How's it going? What's on your mind today?
I'm thinking about the kinds of work that I'd like to get done today.
Great. Making a to-do list or planning your day can be a fantastic way to stay on track.
See, I can interrupt you
to tackle today? Maybe a mix of work and fun. Not at all. I'm here to chat with you, so feel free to jump in at any time. What would you like to talk about or get done today?
Do you think it's better to work in the morning or in the afternoons?
I'm here for you. It really depends on your personal preference and when you feel most productive. Some people are morning larks, bursting with energy.
Okay, so you see that one also works pretty good. Latency is pretty good considering it's going through a phone call and, then it's coming to my local host application through the NG route. I'd say the latency was pretty good. Not as fast as the other one, of course. Latency maybe was around in the 2.5 second range. So also you notice it didn't have the conversation interruption abilities. So each time I spoke, it would just keep doing it, but it did remember what I said. And then once it was done with its previous response, it would respond again. So I think that's all related to application setup, partly. So if you do look at the source code for that, it's quite a simple source code. Like there's not too much going on here, which is cool. It's so easy to set up. But then, I think if you want these conversation interruption features, you need to, get a little bit deeper and do some things. Also, it was on the OpenAI console demo, we could press the button when we wanted to speak. So it didn't have to try and understand when we were going to speak. We'd press the button. And I think that also helped with the cancellation feature because whenever you press the button, it sort of sends a cancel webhook. So that might be why the other one was a bit slower as well, because there would be the ways, like it detects when it's turn to speak is it'll wait for a silence threshold. So there will be that silence pause where it's just literally waiting for you to stop speaking. So it knows to respond. So those are some cool demos. I would definitely recommend trying them out. There were some cool demos on Twitter released as well. Both of these GitHub projects are linked to in the article that I had up, by the way, which I'll share all of these in the comments, links to all of these. There was a really cool demo I found on Twitter from Jake Calling. And if we check it out, he's done some pretty cool stuff, actually. So he's connected it to some application, which has like a sort of drawing canvas type application. And he's sending commands to the OpenAI Realtime API and telling it how to update the canvas display, and it's working in real time. I think it's pretty cool.
I'm working on connecting those recipe nodes for you.
Looks like... Okay, I wasn't the order that I specified, but that did work. Now, could you add a new text node for me? And we'll just say, we'll skip the step and just drag this one. So it's a little... it's finicky. Okay, there we go. That's connected. Now I can say... Update the slight bug. Okay, update the text node to say, I'm writing a grocery list. Can you please review all of the following recipes and then make a grocery list for the common ingredients between them?
I'm updating the text node with your message.
Okay, now can you run chat to the right? Nicely. Behind the scenes, all I'm thinking...
Running chat down to the bottom on the...
Update the selected text card to be a joke about the color blue. Okay, now for this node, could you run chat, but going down to the bottom?
Running chat down to the bottom on the selected node.
All right, so it was a pretty cool demo, I thought, and it shows that, voice is very likely to be another new interface that people use to start interacting with applications. So, of course, it's going to have to be useful where using your voice is more convenient than, let's say, typing. But it is definitely opening up, opportunities for new interfaces to interact with things. Just like LLMs open up chat interfaces, this is now, making voice interfaces more accessible as well. So yeah, there's a few people on Twitter building some cool stuff with that. And yeah, I think those are most of the things I wanted to go through. So if you want to understand how it works in the background a bit, it's basically what it does is we're setting up a WebSocket connection to OpenAI and streaming audio towards it. And then it's sending information back down that audio connection. I did do a little bit of a explanation and deep dive on some of those code parts here if you wanted to get a better idea of how it's working. Again, it's using that Twilio application, which is a good place to start, I think, just because, it's one of the good places to start because it's such a simple application. that you can get a feel for what's happening better. The React demo is cooler for sure, but yeah, it's a little bit more complicated as well if you dig into the source code. And I looked at the pricing a little bit for these as well, and quite expensive compared to, let's say, if you're going to use a separate speech-to-text then service, then an LLM, then a text-to-speech service, like let's say DeepGram, OpenAI, and then 11 Labs. The OpenAI Realtime API is coming around to around 10x more expensive, so that's around 15 cents per minute of, let's say you speaking half the time and the agent responding the other half. I think it's coming up to around $9 an hour. I thought that's what I've seen the pricing at, which is 10x, like more expensive than the previous, more conventional solutions. So, but I mean, it's faster, it has great latency, maybe some of the conversation interrupting abilities are there. So you can put out a map a lot faster. And I guess then, your use case has to be worth $9 an hour. So are you saving more than $9 an hour by using this app? I guess you can think about that. For sure, the prices are going to go down over time. But yeah, this is what it's looking at right now. So yeah, those are the main things I wanted to cover. There's some cool projects there to get you started on your, sort of development journey with the OpenAI Realtime API. There has been quite a lot of buzz being generated around it. I think because of its latency benefits so fast, and I think maybe because it's a little easy to get set up as well. Price definitely on the little expensive side now. So, but I think it just shows in general, where things are moving, in this space. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for listening.